Hey everyone, hope you all are well. We are starting today, as always, by priming the eye area with the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. I'm nearly out of this, so I've scooped a little out onto the back of my hand with the applicator and then picked it up on the Wet n Wild P14 brush. And now I'm patting it all over the eye area, anywhere that I'll be adding shadow, to ensure they last all day long. So as requested, I have another tutorial using the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. I've so many at this stage and you keep requesting, so I'll keep delivering. And the first shade I'm taking is called Riff. Now, I've picked this up on a Sedona Lace EB09 Universal Blending Brush, and I'm adding a light wash of colour to the eye with this shade first. With this being a nice warm kind of medium-ish brown tone shade, and it's got a matte finish, it does work very well as a transition shade. So something that's come up a bit in relation to wearing colourful shadows and maybe it being hard to pull off. If you use a shade like this in the crease, followed by another neutral like a brown, a few tones darker, just to add some depth, and then pop on your colourful shadows to the lid, it does help make it to be that bit more wearable and just a bit more subtle. So once I've added a couple of layers and I'm happy with that colour payoff and the blend, now I'm reaching for the shade Good As Gone. This is a dark brown and I'm picking this up on that same blending brush, which is absolutely fine to do once you're working your shadows from light to dark. I'm starting by applying this shadow into the crease of the eye, a bit deeper in the crease now, a bit deeper in that socket than the previous shade, and then I'm blending across the crease and up into that transition shade, so that in the end, when we're finished, it just peeps over the top of it, appearing like a halo. Then I'm going in with a touch more shadow on my brush and I'm building up the intensity of that brown. And this is what I was meaning a few moments ago, that I could now go in with any colour eyeshadow on the lid and it would pair together well. Once you get the basics down, the world is your oyster. You can create so many different makeup looks with the same steps, just changing out that lid colour, or you could add your neutrals to the eye area and add a pop of colour to the waterline. It's all just about having a play around. Today though, I'm going for a deeper, cooler tone smoky eye, so the next shade I'm going in with is called Drift. It's a quite unusual shade. It's like a deep, dark, cool grey, but nearly like a purple shimmer running throughout it. It gives a lovely metallic finish and you don't have a boatload of fallout, which is great. I'm applying this to the eyelid with a Blank Canvas Cosmetics E24 flat shader brush, just tapping this down all over the lid, and I'm going to add a couple of layers to make sure I have a nice even opaque finish. And of course I spritzed my brush with just a bit of water before applying the shadow to really make sure that it did pop. So I'm then going to take that Sedona Lace blending brush once again and I'm going to run back and forward in the crease, because when I was applying that lid shade I did overlap that Drift shade just there slightly, so I'm making sure now that everything fades nicely into one another. I don't want a harsh line between the lid and the crease shade. I want everything just to fuse nicely together. To add some further depth to the eye now, I'm taking the shade Jet, which is a black. It's got a satin finish to it, and if you find black hard to work with, try one that has a satin finish. It's definitely much easier to blend out than a matte. So what I'm doing now is just tapping this over the outer third of the eyelid, coating that area, overlapping in the crease again slightly, and then I'm going to take my Royal & Nickel Silk Pro Smudger Brush BC420, and I'm working on blending out that shadow across to the centre of the lid slightly, and then also up in the crease, flicking my brush upwards in the crease in the direction of the tail of my brow. I'm then going back in with the EB Universal blending brush, and I'm placing the brush down in the crease again, just on the edge of that black, and I'm running back and forward once again just to make sure that everything is nice and soft. I want a really nice blown out smoky eye today, so I am taking my time just to pull and blend the shadows upwards and outwards. So what we do to the top, we do to the bottom. So I'm now taking that shade Riff on a bullet shape brush. This is from Vanity Planet. Any small dense brush will do. and I'm running this shadow down from outer to inner corner. Then I'm going to take Good Is Gone, that darker brown, and I'm using the same brush just to wriggle some of this into the lash bed. Again, working my way from outer to inner corner. I'm then switching up my brushes. I'm going to take an angled brush now, and I've got a little bit of that brown once again, and I want it just to be a bit more precise. So I'm patting this right in at the lash bed once again. I was just getting a better colour payoff with this angled brush, and I'm patting that all the way across the lash line and then smudging it down ever so slightly. To line my waterline then, I'm going in with the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade 0. I actually haven't used this in a while, and it was very strange because as I was applying it to the waterline, the pencil was just loose within the pencil. Like the product was loose within the pencil. So anyway, I tried to make do with that. Just coat with the waterline, close my eye around the pencil to coat the top and bottom waterline. Then obviously I felt it could look a little bit more intense than it was looking. So I'm going back in now with Jet on that angled brush. This one's just from Sedona Lace. I'm patting all the way over the top of that pencil on the waterline. This will set it in place, and it'll also help it to appear nice and dark as well. And then I'm also going to just slightly smudge this then down underneath the eye. So I don't want a really harsh block of colour just on that waterline. I want it to fade out downwards. So I'm taking the shade Breakaway now on a little bullet shaped brush from Wet n Wild. I've added some lashes, and I'm just adding this around the tear duct of the eye to add a little bit of brightness to this dark look. And then I'm using the Urban Decay Lash Freak Mascara to blend my own lashes in with the false ones and to coat the bottom lashes. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and found it helpful and easy to follow. If you did, let me know, and I'll catch you all really soon.